You understand English, but can't speak. Here's why: a Freestyle American English original story. The silent struggle. I remember the first time I realized something was wrong. I was sitting in a cafe, listening to a conversation in English. I understood every word, every joke, every tone. But when the waiter turned to me and asked, "How's your day going?" my brain froze. It wasn't that I didn't know the answer. It was that the words were trapped somewhere between thought and sound. It felt like my brain and my mouth were speaking two different languages. I laughed nervously, said something short, and the moment passed. But inside, I kept asking myself the same question every learner eventually asks. Why can I understand English, but can't speak it? That moment, that silence, became the start of everything I teach today. The hidden problem. For years, I believed the problem was grammar. So I studied harder. I memorized phrasal verbs, idioms, and complex sentence patterns. I did everything students are told to do. But nothing changed. I still freeze in real conversations. Then one day, I caught myself doing something strange. I heard a question in English, translated it into my language, thought of the answer, translated it back to English, and then tried to speak. That's when I realized, my problem wasn't English. My problem was translation. I was thinking in my old language, and trying to speak in a new one. The result? A delay. A silence. 1,000 micro-hesitations that killed my confidence. The truth hit me hard. You don't learn to speak a language by studying it. You learn to speak it by living it. 2 brains, 2 languages. Science explains it simply. When you learn your first language, your brain builds neural maps, fast, automatic pathways. When you learn a second one through translation, those pathways never form. You build bridges, not highways. So every time you want to say something in English, your brain must cross that bridge. Back and forth. Word by word. That's why you feel slow. That's why sentences crumble halfway through. There are really 2 brains inside you. The native brain, and the English brain. The native brain is strong, it's emotional, instinctive, effortless. The English brain is shy, analytical, cautious, and afraid of mistakes. Fluency is when those 2 brains become one voice. When English stops being something you translate, and starts being something you feel. The science of speech blocks. Let's go deeper. Why does the brain freeze when you speak? It's not a lack of knowledge, it's interference. When you try to recall a word, your memory system lights up in chaos. Your prefrontal cortex, amygdala, hippocampus, all firing at once. Your emotional brain senses danger. It whispers, "Don't make a mistake." That whisper becomes hesitation. You know what scientists found? When you speak your native language, your speech flows from the basal ganglia, the part that controls habits. When you speak a new language, it moves up to the frontal cortex, the area of conscious control. That means every sentence in English is like walking on a rope instead of a sidewalk. But here's the good news: practice and emotion can shift language from the frontal brain to the habitual brain. That's fluency. That's freedom. The sound barrier. When I started training my speaking brain, I discovered something magical. English isn't just words. It's music. Every language has rhythm, pitch, and melody, a sound pattern that shapes thought. If you only learn through reading, you miss that rhythm. If you learn through sound, your brain starts to mirror it. I began shadowing voices, actors, podcasts, TED Talks. At first, it felt ridiculous. But slowly, my mouth learned what my mind already knew. The rhythm became instinct. And then, one day, I spoke without thinking. No translation. No fear. Just flow. That's when I realized, pronunciation isn't about accent. It's about connection. You can't think in English until you can hear in English. You can't hear in English until you let the sound guide you. The fear loop. But even after months of practice, I still hesitated in real conversations. Why? Because fear lives deeper than grammar. Every learner has what I call the fear loop. It goes like this. 1. You try to speak. 2. You make a mistake. 3. You feel embarrassed. 4. You avoid speaking next time. 5. You lose confidence. 6. You try again, and the loop repeats. This loop trains your brain to associate speaking with stress. So even when you can speak, your body says, stay silent. Breaking the loop means rewiring your emotional memory. You must teach your brain that speaking equals freedom, not danger. Every time you speak, no matter how imperfectly, you're creating new emotional data. Data that says, I survived. I can do this. That's how confidence is built, not through perfection, but through repetition under kindness. Training the speaking brain. So, how do you train your brain to speak English naturally? I built a method, not from theory, but from trial, failure, and thousands of hours listening to students. Step 1. Imitation before creation. Copy native voices. Shadow movies, podcasts, even songs. Don't analyze, imitate the sound, the tone, the feeling. Step 2. Micro repetition. Take one sentence and repeat it until your brain stops noticing it's foreign. I don't know. I'll think about it. That's a good point. When it feels boring, it's becoming automatic. Step 3. Story practice. Speak in short stories. Describe your morning. Tell a joke. Talk to your mirror. The goal isn't accuracy, it's flow under pressure. Step 4. Real contact. Talk to real humans. Online, offline, anywhere. Every real conversation creates data your brain can trust. This is how you turn English from a subject into a reflex. The thinking shift. One night, I was walking home after teaching. I realized I hadn't thought in my native language for hours. I had been narrating my world in English. The street is quiet. I'm hungry. That song reminds me of summer. That was the moment the switch flipped. I had stopped learning about English and started living in it. That's what I call the thinking shift. The moment English becomes the language of your thoughts, not your textbooks. You reach this shift by surrounding yourself with English sounds, emotions, and decisions. By noticing patterns instead of memorizing them. By choosing curiosity over correctness. From that day on, English wasn't something I did. It was something I was. The confidence formula. Confidence is not a personality trait. It's a result of repeated success in safe conditions. For language learners, that means you need a zone where mistakes are celebrated, not judged. That's how I build my classes, safe risk zones. Every small win matters. Check. Finishing a sentence. Check. Ordering coffee in English. Check. Telling a joke that lands. Each win adds a layer of emotional proof. Confidence isn't built through motivational speeches. It's built on evidence. You show your brain, again and again, I can. And one day, you stop asking if you can speak English, because you're already doing it. The mirror technique. One of my favorite tools is what I call the mirror technique. Stand in front of a mirror and speak to yourself in English. Yes, it feels strange, but it's powerful. Why? Because your brain connects visual identity with spoken identity. When you look into your own eyes and say, I speak English, you are reprogramming self-image. At first, you'll notice your mistakes. Then, you'll start noticing your courage. One day, you'll look at that reflection and realize, this is the English-speaking version of you. Not a future version. Not a student, you. Reprogramming your English life. Fluency grows from the environment. If your daily world is silent in English, your brain has no reason to adapt. So I redesigned my environment. I changed my phone to English. Watched news, movies, and podcasts only in English. Even my grocery list, English. At first, it was overwhelming. Then, it became effortless. Immersion isn't about moving to another country. It's about creating English gravity around you. So your brain naturally orbits in that language. After all, you become fluent in what you feed your mind daily. If you feed it silence, you get silence. If you feed it English, you get fluency. The voice that was always there. And so, years later, I found myself in that same cafe. The same scene. The same question. The waiter asked, how's your day going? And before my brain could think, my voice answered, naturally, confidently, without fear. That's when I understood something profound. The voice I'd been searching for wasn't missing. It had always been there, buried under layers of doubt, translation, and fear. When you finally let go of perfection, when you trust your instincts, you uncover that hidden voice. You don't need permission to speak English. You already can. The silence ends when you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start speaking imperfectly, beautifully, freely. Because fluency isn't about grammar, it's about freedom. Closing. If this story touched you, don't just listen, act. Start your speaking journey today. Record a 1-minute voice note every day. Talk to your reflection. Join conversations. Let your mistakes become your teachers. And remember, you understand English, and from this moment on, you speak it too. Freestyle American English original story. Find your voice. Live your English.